On January 27th, a 29-year-old black man named Tyre Nichols was manhandled by police following his arrest for a traffic violation in the US city of Memphis. Video footage released on Friday night showed Memphis police officers punching, kicking and using a baton to beat Tyre Nichols. Criminal justice reform activists said that Nichols' death is just the latest example of police brutality against black men due to a system that is inherently racist. But the racial dynamic in Nichols' case is different than other deaths tied to police, like George Floyd's murder in 2020 by a white police officer, because all the 5 officers charged in Nichols' death are black. According to reports, the January 7th encounter started with a traffic stop at an intersection during which the police approached Nichols' car, yelling and threatening him with their guns raised. An officer pulled Nichols out of the car as he resisted ardently, saying that he didn't do anything. According to reports, Tyre then dropped to the ground. He implored to the officers to stop. Reports quoted him saying, "I'm just trying to get home," as the officers held down different parts of his body. Though he appeared to show no resistance, the police threatened to hurt him further and continued to order him to get on the ground, apparently wanting him to roll onto his stomach. The officers reportedly hurled expletives at Tyre while assaulting him. An officer also directed pepper spray into his face. At one point, Nichols got up from the ground and ran from the officers, one of whom then fired a taser at him. Reports continued to reveal that roughly 8 minutes later, after a pursuit, officers located Nichols in a suburban neighborhood not far from his home and tackled him to the ground. A severe beating ensued as Nichols cried out in pain and yelled repeatedly for his mother. A body-worn camera and a surveillance camera captured the police officers continuing their assault on Nichols. Throughout the beating, which lasted about 3 minutes, Nichols did not appear to ever strike back, reports said. After the beating, reports further said that the officers dragged him over to a police car and sat him up against it. The video images did not show him receiving any serious medical attention for several minutes. Nichols, who worked at a FedEx facility and was the father of a 4-year-old boy, died in a hospital 3 days later. 5 police officers were fired last week and charged on Thursday with 7 felony counts each, the most serious being second-degree murder, as Memphis and other cities braced for protests. The Memphis Police Chief, Carolyn Davis, told NBC News that the department had been unable to find evidence for why Nichols was stopped in the first place. The police initially said that the episode began as a traffic stop on suspicion of reckless driving. US President Joe Biden said that he was deeply pained by the horrific clip. Peaceful protests took place in Memphis on Friday night after the video was released, with some demonstrators blocking a major highway in the city, while small-scale demonstrations were held elsewhere in the country.